Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we will be discussing some more questions on React.js, and as we know that React.js is again the view part that is used to create the web application. So there are many questions where they are asked that what is the difference between React.js and AngularJS, or what is the difference between React.js and Angular, how React is different from Angular. So before you are going to learn the new technology, you should understand why you are learning this. So yesterday we discussed about React and then virtual DOM, how React is lightweight, then JSX, how you are going to put your code in one JavaScript file. So JSX was basically JavaScript XML where you can embed your HTML code within JavaScript. Earlier what used to happen, like we have a HTML file and in that we used to embed our JavaScript code. Apart from that, server side rendering, virtual DOM, then lightweight, instead of a full framework it is a module that is only capable of handling view part plus one-way data binding. So today we will be discussing some more questions on React. So the other important question, like normally any project that you are going to implement, there you are going to use list. So list is a very important part where you are going to handle with collections. So list is the first part. Again, this list, again, if you want to display a list, this is also going to implement in the your JavaScript file, in your component file. So first of all, how list works. So again, it is used to display a collection of items, and if you want to traverse a list, you can use the map function, and using map function you can traverse the list. Then very important thing is, normally like when you start implementing your list, there is a term called key. So key is very important. You will see some warning once you execute your code. You will see there are some warning, and it's not only the warning, because again your code will able to execute, but it's not warning. Keys are very important in list, and a key is a unique identifier, and it is used to, again, it tells that which particular item has been changed, which particular item has been updated, or which particular item has been deleted. So whenever you are implementing list, you should be very much clear that you have to put the, whenever you are putting this map, so traversing the list using map, you have to mention both key and value. So with key, you can, you know that which item is deleted, updated, or added. So all those things you can do. The next part is, since like it is used, React is used for all the front end view part, so forms are also very important. You can create form, you can get the value of the form elements, you can submit those form elements to the server. That is the basically whenever you are implementing a API. So in that case, the form are on the front end, all the interaction with the form by the user, those are collected, and once those are collected, those are sent to the server using the REST API. So forms, users can interact with the application and enter the required information where whenever needed. Form contains elements such as text field. So you know that what is a form. Basically the concept here is, like, again, we are embedding this form into your JSX. So syntax is different. Whatever we are doing HTML into JavaScript, now it is JavaScript is the main file and HTML code is embedded. Creating form is simple, just like you are creating HTML form. The only thing is, like, you have to just implement into the JSX syntax. So everything will be written like same. Then if you want to write comments, so just like in JavaScript, if you are a multi-line, if you want to put a multi-line comment, again forward slash and then asterisk, then again the same thing that we have been using in JavaScript. And if you want to have a single line, it's a hash, and then you can create a single line comment. Then important thing is arrow function. Again, arrow function is not related to React. Again, it is a part of JavaScript. So arrow function is basically a shorter way of implementing a function. Again, the syntax is different from what we were using. It's also called fat function, through which we can, the syntax is very simple. Earlier we have to use the keyword function, then we have to pass parameters, we have to use the opening and closing brackets. Now if there is only one parameter, then we don't need to use the bracket. So there are a number of things that has been introduced in ES6. Now the other question that is asked is difference between React and React Native. So React and React Native, since the origin is React, so many things are common, but in terms of many different functionalities, they are entirely different, because again the platform for React is web, for React Native it is mobile, whether it is Android or iOS. Again, in React we use HTML, but in React Native we don't use HTML. We use the standard native text boxes, submit button. So those are not HTML part, because again React Native is, the basic idea is to give the native look for all the applications, whether it is Android or mobile, so that it looks like that it is the part of the Android or iOS. And the only other thing is, like, we are not going to create this in using Android or Xcode. So again, React Native, you can create the application and you can publish to either Android or iOS with single code. No use of CSS. Again, CSS is again native to React Native, and prerequisite for React.js is JavaScript, HTML, CSS, but for React Native, React.js is the prerequisite. Again, the other question is, like, whenever you are going to choose, or whenever you are going to learn a new technology, you have to explore what other technologies are there in the market. So if I talk about React, the counterpart of the React is Angular. So whenever you are going to choose a new technology, you should understand why you are going to learn React in comparison to Angular. So again, React, basic thing, like, again, React is developed by Facebook and Angular is from Google. The main difference is Angular is a full framework. It contains MVC, three things. But React, why we say it is lightweight, because we only work on and it is a library in which we only work on the view part. We don't work on the controller or model part. Then in case of DOM, in Angular, we directly deal with the real DOM, document object model. But in case of React, we deal with the virtual DOM. So we yesterday also discussed that whenever there is a change, it is done in virtual DOM. We map the actual DOM, real DOM with the virtual DOM, and again, whatever is the difference, we only apply that. That is why React is faster as compared to Angular. Data binding, again, we talked about, it is unidirectional, and in case of Angular, it is bidirectional. Rendering is very important. Server side rendering is there in React, so that's what, like, most of the things are compiled and then sent to the browser, and in case of rendering in Angular, it is client side. In terms of performance, performance is fairly high in case of React, because it uses virtual DOM. So instead of traversing all the DOM structures, it is only the virtual DOM. Whatever changes, if there are 3 changes in the component, it will only apply and it will check with the virtual DOM. So so friends, these are the important questions for React and a comparison of React with other platforms. We will keep discussing React, some more questions, advanced questions. So we will be discussing all the things that are basically you will require to create a full-fledged React application. So basic should be clear, because again, first thing is, like, you have to clear the interview. In interview, first thing is, like, you should know the concept, and then after that, the second part is how you are going to implement the code. In implementing, as I told you, it is JavaScript. So there is nothing new. There are few things that are native to React, so that we need to understand. But again, if you have good hands of experience in HTML, CSS and JavaScript, it will be easier for you. So this was all for today. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching this video.